It's very, very high standards. We opened last year at an international level, and we had a few entries, but the entries from abroad this year has been overwhelming. We've got participants from all the way up from Ukraine coming down to Gibraltar to participate.
Now, I've had a quick glimpse inside. What stands out in your opinion? There's literally something for everyone.
Absolutely, there's a total of 16 categories to cater for everybody's liking. Each modeler dedicates themselves solely to more or less one or two types of categories, so everybody's got a different array to be able to participate. And obviously for the viewer themselves, they've got something to glance at their eyes at, whether it's military, modern, vehicles, or anything. There's an array of categories for everybody to cater.
Now, because it's a competition and because it's so different, the models, one might not resemble the other at all, how does one go about choosing, what stands out?
It's very, very difficult. The judges that we've got some local judges, but we've got some professional judges coming from abroad that they do this day in, day out, and they know specifically what they have to be looking out for, whether one thing can be a model standing out to oneself, but when you start looking at the detail on one particular model or the other, that's where the one stands more away from the other. So it all boils down to minute details, which makes the judge says, wow, this one is merits a gold, silver or bronze.
And you're setting up now. What's the level of preparation for this competition? Like, what's the first step?
It's very, very stressful, especially when you're dealing from people with abroad, organising the judges, the master classes. This is a year since we last held ours, and it's been from closing doors and then starting out preparation for the coming year like it is today. So it's been very hectic, especially through the last days, making sure that everything comes out. But I have to be thankful for my committee, otherwise we wouldn't be able to hold such a high level.
And the levels, the models, they differ in sizes and the level of detail in them. I mean, how much work goes into one of these?
It all depends on the model. Somebody can take up to weeks in just preparing a small 135 scale model. It goes back down to how much detail you want to go into, how much you want to invest in the model. It's something buying a model off and doing out of what we call out of the box, or then getting extras, which probably ends up costing more than the actual model itself. So it all boils down and you start building from there. But what can normally take a week on a normal model can be extended to 2-3 weeks, again depending on the size and the model in question.
So that's time scale. What about costly? Is it a costly hobby?
It is. It is, like I said before, if you just do the model out of the box, you just pay for the model itself. But when you start competing, you start adding different accessories, which are in itself very, very costly. We're working now on resin, we're working on metal, and that brings the figures to double the amount of what you actually pay for the model itself.